The first snowflake falls like a whisper. By the time the wind begins to howl, Port Charles is already holding its breath. The leaked spoiler video opens with a sweeping aerial shot of the familiar waterfront skyline, the Quatermain mansion glowing warmly against a steel-gray sky. At first, it looks almost peaceful, winter postcard perfect. But the camera lingers just a second too long on the dark clouds rolling in from Lake Ontario, thick and fast, like an invading army. The music shifts. Low. Ominous. A storm is coming, and it is not the kind that simply dusts rooftops and melts by morning. This is the storm that will change everything. The blizzard doesn't arrive politely. It explodes into Port Charles with white fury, winds howling at hurricane force, snow falling so thick it erases the streets in minutes. Sirens wail in the distance. Traffic skids and stalls. The bridges out of town close one by one, cutting off escape routes and trapping residents inside a frozen maze. The spoiler video cuts rapidly between locations, each more alarming than the last. General Hospital's emergency entrance, where ambulances struggle to push through drifts taller than the vehicles themselves. The Metro Court, its grand glass doors rattling as if something monstrous is trying to break in. Pier 55, swallowed by blowing snow and crashing waves, the lake churning like it's alive and angry. A title card flashes. This isn't just a weather event. This is a full-scale disaster storyline, the kind General Hospital reserves for its most unforgettable arcs. Inside the PCPD, Anna Devane studies the weather radar with a sinking feeling. She's seen chaos. She's survived explosions, kidnappings, and international conspiracies. But nature is a different kind of enemy, one you can't interrogate, arrest, or outmaneuver. In the video, Anna receives a call that makes her blood run cold. A prison transport carrying a high-risk inmate has gone missing in the whiteout. The roads are impassable. The guards have stopped responding. Whoever was inside that vehicle may now be loose in Port Charles, using the blizzard as perfect cover. The camera cuts to a shadowy figure stepping out of swirling snow, face obscured, eyes gleaming with intent. Is it an old enemy thought long dead? A new villain ready to make their mark? Or someone with a very personal vendetta? Anna knows one thing. The storm may have shut down the city, but it has just opened the door to hell. At the Corinthos compound, Sonny watches the storm from a floor-to-ceiling window, the snow reflecting in his dark eyes. His territory is paralyzed. Shipments are frozen in place. Communications are down. Rival crews may see this as the perfect moment to strike. In one chilling scene, the power flickers and goes out. Backup generators hum to life, but not before the house plunges into darkness. Sonny's phone rings. A distorted voice on the other end says only one sentence. Winter's a good time to bury secrets, and people. The line goes dead. Outside, the blizzard rages, and somewhere in the storm, a plan is unfolding. The Metro Court becomes ground zero for tension. Flights are cancelled. Guests are stranded. Elevators stop working between floors. The lobby fills with frightened people wrapped in coats and blankets, staring at windows they can barely see through. Carly, in full command mode, organizes makeshift shelters and food supplies, turning the hotel ballroom into an emergency center. But her composure cracks when she realizes one of the stranded guests is someone she never wanted to see again, an enemy with unfinished business. The spoiler video teases a confrontation in a candlelit hallway, snowlight flickering through frosted glass, voices low and dangerous. "You and I were always going to settle this," the mystery figure says. Carly's reply is ice cold. "Not like this. Not with innocent people around." The answer comes. The storm doesn't care who's innocent. At General Hospital, Elizabeth Weber and Hamilton Finn face a nightmare scenario. The blizzard knocks out part of the hospital's power grid. Backup generators kick in, but one wing remains dark and dangerously cold. Patients on life support must be moved fast. A particularly harrowing moment in the video shows Elizabeth manually ventilating a patient while Finn runs through knee-deep snow in the hallway, trying to reach a locked supply room before oxygen levels drop too low. Their eyes meet across the chaos, a silent promise passing between them. "We will not let anyone die today." But fate has other plans. A heavily pregnant woman goes into labor during the blackout. The elevators are down. The operating room is on another floor. Snow blocks every external exit. The baby's heartbeat begins to falter. Clear room, Finn orders. Elizabeth swallows hard. We're delivering here. Right now. The storm outside roars like it's daring them to try. No place in Port Charles is more iconic or more combustible than the Quartermain estate. When the blizzard hits, the sprawling mansion becomes a fortress of isolation, its gates buried, its long driveway impassable. Inside, the family gathers in the main living room, a fire crackling, tension thick in the air. Old grudges, new betrayals, and unspoken truths simmer just beneath the surface. The video hints at a shocking reveal. A long-lost letter discovered in a desk drawer during a power outage, its contents exposed by candlelight. A name. A date. A confession that could rewrite a legacy. Monica's hands tremble as she reads it. Trace's eyes narrow, already calculating the fallout. Michael looks up, stunned. This changes everything. And outside, the wind howls like it knows exactly what's about to break apart. Not all danger is loud. Some of it is quiet, buried under snow and fear. In one of the most emotional moments teased, two characters, separated by misunderstandings and unresolved love, are trapped together in a stalled car on a rural road. The heater fails. The snow piles higher. The radio crackles with emergency warnings and then goes silent. They argue at first, old wounds reopening. Then the cold sets in, and pride fades in the face of survival. If we don't stay awake, we might not wake up at all, one whispers. They huddle together for warmth, breaths fogging the air, hearts pounding in unison. In the storm's eerie stillness, truths are finally spoken. I never stopped loving you, comes the confession, fragile and raw. The reply is a tearful laugh. Then don't let this be the end. The blizzard, for all its destruction, becomes the backdrop for a possible second chance. Every great disaster arc needs a mystery, and the spoiler video delivers. A body is found near the docks after the storm briefly eases, half buried in snow, the face barely visible. The cause of death is unclear, exposure, or something far more sinister. Detective Dante Falconeri examines the scene, his breath coming out in clouds. He spots something in the victim's frozen hand, a scrap of fabric, unmistakably torn from a designer coat recently seen on someone very much alive in Port Charles. The storm may have covered the evidence, but it didn't erase the truth. And whoever committed the crime is still out there, using the blizzard as the perfect alibi. The video ends the way only General Hospital can, on a heart-stopping cliffhanger. The snow finally begins to slow. The wind eases. Dawn breaks over a city buried but unbowed. Emergency crews dig out roads. Lights flicker back on. Port Charles seems, at first glance, to have survived. Then the camera cuts to a dark, isolated cabin outside town. Inside, someone lies unconscious on the floor, a thin line of blood visible against pale skin. A generator sputters and dies, plunging the room into silence. The last sound we hear is the steady, fading beep of a medical monitor. A single caption appears on screen. When the storm passes, the real fallout begins. This isn't just a weather story. It's a pressure cooker designed to force truths into the open, enemies into close quarters, and heroes into impossible choices. The blizzard strips Port Charles down to its core, isolating characters, cutting off help, and demanding courage in the face of nature's indifference. Lives will be saved and lost. Love will be tested and possibly reborn. Secrets will surface, and some will be buried deeper than ever. When the snow finally melts, the city will look the same. But the people? They will never be the same again. And that is the true catastrophe of the Port Charles blizzard.